to walk that out.
This is the January 20th, 2026 meeting of the Williamson County Board of Education. Welcome, everyone. Our first item is our recording attendance. Board members, please record your attendance on the devices.
There are 10 members present.
Thank you. We will now have our Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, next item on our agenda is our public comment period. We have 3 individuals who've signed up to speak tonight. Each of you will have up to 3 minutes for your comments. I'll read off the names now and just be prepared to come up when it's your turn. I'll remind you when you get to the podium that there's a monitor there with the time on it, so be mindful of where you are with your 3 minutes as you're speaking. Our 3 speakers are Joshua Greifenkamp, Beverly Purvis, and Becca Ripley. So please come up in that order.
Good evening. My name is Josh Greifenkamp, and I'm a parent at Fairview Elementary. I'm here to address the reinstatement of Mrs. Kirk after she threw a book in her classroom that struck a student in the head. The justification given to the family was that HR found no history of previous incidents and therefore no grounds for termination, and that claim is not only misleading, but it's factually false. I personally have documented history of major classroom issues with this same teacher. In January of 24, my son Reed was in her 2nd grade class. We encountered significant behavioral and safety concerns that led us to coordinate a meeting with the school administration. I have email correspondence between myself and Dr. Murray, the principal, coordinating the meeting that directly contradicts the claim that there was no past history. And ours wasn't the only issue. During that same time, another family friends of ours in that class also pulled their child completely out of Fairview Elementary due to the same emotional distress and safety concerns caused by Mrs. Kirk's behavior. My family and theirs both face the same patterns of problems that clearly shows that there is, in fact, a history. Now, looking at a bigger picture, what happened at Fairview Elementary isn't just about one teacher and its administrative issue. When facts are omitted and concerns are minimized, trust breaks down, and that trust has been broken in Fairview. This isn't the first time families have removed their children from her classroom either. There are other multiple cases in our community, including instances of both emotional and physical abuse that have led families to pull their kids from the school and the district. So tonight isn't simply about disciplining one teacher, it's about holding the administration accountable to their decision-making and lack of transparency on the lack of transparency that's on the leadership here. Culture reflects leadership. Superintendent Golden, you're responsible for ensuring that students are protected, that teachers are supported, and that parents are kept informed with the truth. On all accounts, you failed at that. I've asked for the board to investigate now why this teacher was reinstated, why her history was hidden, and why parents had to connect the dots themselves. Our children deserve better, they deserve to be protected, and they certainly shouldn't pay the price for the failings of adults. I'll leave you with a quote from C.S. Lewis. He said, "Children are not a distraction from more important work. They are the most important work. In the end, the legacy that matters won't be what you built in the world. It'll be who you raised and whether they felt safe, seen, and loved in your presence." Thanks.
Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board and our school community. January gives us something valuable, a fresh start. It's a moment to reset, refocus, and recommit to the work ahead. As students and educators return from winter break, there is renewed energy in our classrooms and also very real needs that require thoughtful leadership and collaboration. On behalf of the educators in this district, I want to begin by thanking you for your service. The role you play as board members carries enormous responsibility, and the decisions you make shape not only our policy and budgets, but the day-to-day experiences of students and educators across our schools. We appreciate the time and care and commitment you bring to this work. As the new year begins, educators are focused on what they do best: building strong relationships, meeting students where they are, and helping every child grow. That work is most effective when it's supported by trust, respect, and often open communication between educators, administrators, and this board. Strong schools are built on strong relationships, and those relationships matter now more than ever. At the same time, many educators are navigating increasing demands with limited capacity. They're doing extraordinary work, but they are stretched thin. As you consider decisions in the months ahead around staffing, resources, student support, and priorities, we ask that educator voices continue to be included early and meaningfully. The people closest to this work bring insight that helps decisions land better and last longer. January is also a time for setting direction. The choices made now will shape the rest of the school year and influence whether educators feel supported, respected, and able to remain in the profession. When working conditions are strong, students benefit. When educators' well-being is prioritized, student success follows. We believe deeply in partnership, and that means inviting educators to the table, listening to their expertise, and collaborating on solutions that serve both students and staff. Every lasting improvement in a school begins with the people inside it, and when those people are trusted and supported, schools thrive. As we move forward together in this new year, we look forward to continuing collaboration grounded in shared goals and mutual respect. By working together, we can ensure our schools remain places where students feel supported and challenged, and where educators are able to do their best work. Thank you for your leadership, your willingness to listen, and your continued commitment to our school communities. We look forward to building a strong and successful 2026 together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good evening, y'all. I'm Becca Ripley, District 8, Grassland Middle and Franklin High parent. Tonight, I hope to encourage all of us to support and protect to the absolute best of our abilities the right of all Williamson County students to safely, confidently, and consistently access their education. We do not know if or when Immigration and Customs Enforcement will show up at or near our Williamson County schools. I understand that Superintendent Golden assured us last fall that no one has access to anyone at school and that it will remain so going forward. However, given our updated dynamic and intensifying situation fraught with mis and disinformation in competition with actual constitutional law, it feels imperative that we articulate this reassuring promise again. Please keep our students and their families safe.
Thank you. Okay, those are our speakers for the night. Thank you to each of you for being here. We'll now move on to approval of our agenda. We will do this by voice vote. Do I have a motion? A motion and a second. All those in favor of approval of the agenda say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The agenda is approved. We'll now move to approval of our consent agenda. Do I have a motion? Motion and a second. Thank you. We'll do this by voice vote as well. All those in favor of the consent agenda say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved, and with that vote, you have approved the following. Approval of November 17th, 2025 school board meeting minutes. Board policies 3.210, naming of facilities, and 4.600, report cards and grading systems, both on second reading. Report of annual review of board policies. Approval of Encore Summer Enrichment Program fees. Approval of easement from the town of Thompson Station for stormwater discharge access at Independence High School. Approval of town of Nolensville right-of-way request on Rocky Fork Road and Newsom Lane. Approval of building modification, Westwood Elementary entrance sign replacement. Approval of building modification, Centennial High School exterior sign request. Recommendation for field trip fee requests. We will now move to communications to the board. Superintendent's report, Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, board members, for being here. I also want to thank our public speakers. We make sure every month to have an opportunity for members of the public to speak. I do want to address just briefly a couple of the comments at public comment. You know, we often talk about our obligation to protect the privacy of students. When we investigate issues related to our employees, they do not have that same protection. And so the one good thing about this is we can present findings related to our investigations. And so I do want to make sure we'll have some discussions at our HR, with our HR staff related to make sure that we share the details with those who've raised complaints with us related to whatever the issue may be. Also, when there is a new allegation, we'll make sure to investigate those issues as well. I do want to also thank Ms. Purvis for her comments. You know, Beverly Purvis is the president of the Williamson County Education Association. And Beverly, if I'm not mistaken, we had a discussion just a couple of weeks ago related to that renewal time, where our students get that time to spend, you know, during the break, during the winter break, during Christmas time, often with their families, and come back refreshed. And likewise, our teachers can do the same thing and build that energy back in their students for that second semester. And I told our faculty and staff as we closed out last semester what a great semester it was and what a great opportunity we have for this coming semester. So with that, I am going to, well, I take that back. I got one more thing. Carol, I was about to turn it over to y'all, but one more thing. This is not an afterthought. Annually, Tennessee celebrates School Board Appreciation Week. It happens to be next week. There is a small chance that we might be out for snow during School Board Appreciation Week. I don't know that for sure, but I did want to publicly thank you all as board members. School boards, elected school boards in this country, in my opinion, are the closest elected officials to people. And I appreciate you all for spending that time with people. When you hear stories about when elected officials get up to serving more folks as they go into other political appointments, you hear stories about folks being detached from the people they serve. I want to thank you specifically for not being detached from those you serve and spending that time. It's basically volunteer work in the community, and so I very much appreciate it. So with that, we are going to celebrate our student and staff spotlights. Just as a reminder, and especially for folks who don't come here regularly, we celebrate state and national awards for our students and our faculty. And Ms. Carol Birdsong and Corey Mason are here to present our student and staff spotlights.
Thank you, Superintendent Golden, board members. Corey has a long list of folks to celebrate, but as this is my last school board meeting, I wanted to officially pass the clicker to Corey, so that there will be no question as to who is in charge of spotlights from now on, and I know he's going to do a fabulous job. I'm just going to stand here and watch and observe, supervise.
Thank you.
How he does.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Carol. Well, we do have a great list of student spotlight and school spotlight, staff spotlight award winners for the month of January. So let's dive right in, shall we? We're going to begin out at Fairview High School, where we have this group right here. They are in the TV film program there at Fairview High, and they just won a national award. This is Fairview High School's second national award for this program this school year. This group is Cody Jenkins, Adam McCormick, Charlie Cool, Ava Schuster, and Ben McCormick, and they won first place in the short film Division II category at the 2025 Student Television Network Challenge Competition for the film that they made called Mixed Signals. And their TV teacher there at Fairview High School is Rob Gregory. Over at Page High School, we have this group of Ansley Alberico, Briley Nolan, Sterling Warden, and Ben Hawksworth, and they just won the 2025 Future Farmers of America State Meat Evaluation Championship, and they are taught by Tommy Green. And also at Fairview High School, you have here Anderson Reitmeyer, Paley Doyle, Izzy Melton, and Mia Clement. They are also in FFA, and they won the Future Farmers of America State Horse Judging Championship. Again, Tommy Green is their teacher. At Page High, I'm sorry. At Brentwood High School, we have Lauren Banovac. And you'll recall in November, we honored the teams that won cross-country state championships. Lauren Banovac won the TSSAA Girls Class 3A cross-country championship, and she is coached by Christopher Demetra. And of course, Page High School, this happened in December, and they won the Class 5A state football championship. Incredible year for them. Their coach is Charles Rathbone. Congratulations. We have two Staff Spotlight Award winners that we want to recognize. From Brentwood High School, we have Dr. K.P. Mull, who won the Tennessee TNASSP High School Assistant Principal of the Year for the Middle Tennessee region. And Dr. Bill Tungett from Woodland Middle School won the Tennessee Association of Secondary School Principals Middle School Assistant Principal of the Year for the state of Tennessee. He is actually moving on to the national competition, so best of luck to him. And of course, now this is my favorite part here. We have our reward schools. And if you don't remember, back in November we announced that we set a new district record for the number of reward schools with 35. These schools are being recognized for achievement, growth by the Tennessee Department of Education. And so as you see here in the audience, we have administrators from all of those schools here tonight to be recognized. So we're so excited. We're going to go through one by one. Administrators, if you would please stand when I say your school's name, and then we'll hold our applause until after we finish, and we'll recognize each one. We're going to begin with Allendale Elementary. Please stand. Cindy Davis. Then we're going on to Arrington Elementary, also named a reward school for the 2024-25 school year. Bethesda Elementary. Chapman's Retreat Elementary is also a reward school. Clovercroft Elementary. College Grove Elementary. Creekside Elementary, Crockett Elementary, Hunters Bend Elementary, Jordan Elementary was named a reward school, as was Kenrose Elementary, Lipscomb Elementary, Longview Elementary, Mill Creek Elementary, Nolensville Elementary School, Oakview Elementary, Sunset Elementary, Thompson Station Elementary School, Trinity Elementary, Walnut Grove Elementary, Winstead Elementary, and let's give it up for the elementary schools, named reward schools. Congratulations to them. All right, y'all can be seated now, and we'll move on to our middle schools. And we're going to start off with our only K through 8 school, which is Hillsborough School. Please stand. Also, Brentwood Middle School can go ahead and stand, followed by Sunset Middle School and Woodland Middle School. Let's give it up for them, our middle schools. Congratulations. And at the high school level, let's begin with Brentwood High School. Centennial High School, Fairview High School, Franklin High School, Independence High School, Nolensville High, Page High, Ravenwood High, Renaissance High School, and Summit High School. Let's give a round of applause to our high schools. Congratulations. Now, while that concludes our student, staff, and school spotlight award winners, I'd be remiss if we didn't take a moment now to just say thank you, Carol, for your 29 years of service to the students, families, and staff of Williamson County Schools. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Corey.
And if I'm, and Corey, if I may, Carol, I'm going to speak before you do. I'm going to let you have the last word.
Okay.
First, I did want to congratulate our schools for the reward school status. As Corey mentioned, it's the largest number of schools we've ever had with a reward school status. The state measures academic achievement and growth. And the way the formula is structured, because of the way the growth formula is structured, to some degree, our schools are actually competing with each other sometimes for that reward status, because they measure similarly performing students against each other. So it's doubly impressive, triply impressive that you all have that reward status. So many of you have that reward status. Congratulations for your good work. And I want to emphasize that reflects both student mastery and growth of students. And we have made it a focus this past year to grow our students with unique learning needs. And those faces, board members, that you see out there in our audience are the ones who drive that work. And I know many of you all know the teachers who are actually in those proverbial trenches every day doing that work. So thank you all for that. With that, Mr. Chair, I also want to, if I may, Carol, congratulate Carol on a career well done. She's retiring after 29 years. Her last day is next Friday, and this is, as we mentioned, her last board meeting. I jotted myself a couple of notes, and I was tempted to pull out a thesaurus because the word iconic popped into my head. The work Carol has done has made her iconic in the community. 29 years in this position means that some of our parents were students when Carol was making those snow calls. And maybe, I don't know about the math, but yeah. So well,
Could have left that one out. Just saying. Okay.
Well, with that, I'm finishing up my 20th year. Carol's close to her 29th. I've had the privilege of being her colleague for a long time. And Carol, if I'm not mistaken, at least on paper, I've been your immediate supervisor more than anybody else. So I'm very proud of that.
Right. Yeah.
But when we speak of her being iconic, the community knows her for her snow day calls and loves her for her snow day calls. She started, maybe on day 5 they don't. We may deal with that next week.
True.
We'll see.
That's right.
But she has become iconic in the community. For us, she built the communications department from the ground up. And she taught us the value in communicating and with our families. As our community's needs and expectations have grown over those 3 decades, Carol has helped us to grow, and I want to thank you for that. Not only has she made a difference for our community and made a difference for us as professionals, but she's been a state leader. She was instrumental in getting the state communications professional association put together. She has taught many other districts across the state what a communications department can be. And I appreciate your state leadership for that. Finally, and she mentioned that she was going to turn this over to Corey and watch him. She's done an excellent job training Corey, and it makes me smile. Corey, is this your 17th year with the district? 18th year with the district. So it's taken longer than the full matriculation time from kindergarten to high school. But that long professional relationship of Corey, our leadership team knew that Corey was well prepared, and we've known it for years. The interview that we had with Corey after Carol announced just reinforced that to our leadership team, and I see some nods from our team. Corey, thank you for being so professional through that time, and I know that you all actually grew each other through that time, so congratulations for that. Finally, I think it's fitting that as Carol is scheduled to retire next Friday, and this is her last board meeting, we're getting threats of snow. The National Weather Service has told us that they project, the numbers are crazy, Carol.
3 to 20 or something.
Yeah, somewhere
like
between,
that.
yeah.
Why not?
At the moment, the projection is the snow is scheduled to arrive on Saturday. As you all know, I think you know, we monitor this regularly. I can't guarantee the weather, but I will tell you that it would be fitting if the very last week of Carol's long career, we have some snow days. I don't like snow days. I don't want to be off. I know that the vast majority of our faculty and staff disagree with me on that, but we'll see how that goes. But Carol, thank you. Thank you for being empathetic. Thank you for being a leader, and thank you for doing it through service. So, and I know Chairman Brown, you actually stood up. I would ask that the folks here present do that one more time, and give Carol one more standing ovation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't get to you said I could say something.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just, I want to say thank you to you, Jason, to the board, to my friends, my leadership team friends, to all you people. I love you. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, I've gotten a tear. I've been smiling the whole time. That is what I will miss. Is everybody, the people, because these people, oh my goodness, if y'all don't, they're wonderful humans. They work hard every day. They have so many good things going on in their buildings. There's no time to tell all the stories, right, Corey? Right. I mean, we could not, if we wanted to, share all the great things going on in our buildings. Our students are great. Our parents are great. Our teachers and staff are great. And that's what makes this district what it is. It was wonderful when I got here. It's wonderful now. And people just continue to grow, develop, evolve. We've evolved, and you have to. But I could not be more proud to say that I am able to retire from Williamson County Schools after what's been just a wonderful career that not many people can say that they've had. And thank you. I'm going to thank you one more time publicly for letting me leave the way, not that way, for letting me leave the way that I asked to be able to leave. And that was to be able to announce my retirement and then announce Corey as my successor, because that was so important to me, that the transition be seamless. And with Corey, it will be seamless. And I am so proud of you, and I'm so proud that you are going to be leading the communications department. Y'all, he's great, he's wonderful, and you will love him as much as I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank y'all. Love you. Thank you.
well, she slipped out of the room before I could say this, but I know I speak for all current and former board members when I say thank you to Carol for all of her work and for her career. In many ways, you, Carol, if you're listening to me, have been the face and the voice of Williamson County Schools, so we appreciate you. Anything else, Jason?
No, sir, that is my report.
All right. We will dispense with the board chair report and move right into new business. First item is, we have a few budget-related items. First one is approval of capital projects fund, intent to fund 02.26 Hillsborough K through 8 renovation in the amount of $1,800,000 for the current fiscal year. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is actually year 2 of funding for the Hillsborough renovation project. I do recommend approval, and upon your approval, we will then take it to the county commission for that request.
All right. Do we have a motion and a second? Thank you. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 0 no.
All right, that item is approved. Next item is approval of capital projects fund, intent to fund 02.26 Grassland Middle renovation in the amount of $4 million for the current fiscal year. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Likewise, this is year 2 of a 3-year project to do some renovations to Grassland Middle, which opened a little over 40 years ago. So do recommend approval on that one as well.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 0 no.
That item is approved. Next item is approval of capital projects fund, intent to fund 02.26 sports field LED lighting in the amount of $12 million for the current fiscal year. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We've had on our 5-year capital plan the replacement of the current lights at the high school football fields. You all may have gotten requests over the years related to the burnouts on those lights, and it's hard to replace them. We've let the commission know via the 5-year capital plan that this request is coming. This request is actually timely because right now there is a window of time where we have an opportunity to apply for TVA rebates that may actually be close to 10% of the total cost. We really won't know that until we go through the full project, but we do recommend approval so that we can take this request to the commission.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 0 no.
The item is approved. The next item is approval of capital projects fund 01.26 intra-category transfer split log middle in the amount of $700,000. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As the board knows, at the most recent meeting, two months ago, we had a fairly detailed discussion about the next project for split log middle. This is a request for funding the engineering and preliminary work so that we can project out towards our construction project that's defined in the 5-year capital plan. This particular item does not need to go to the commission because it is out of contingency, rural contingency K-8 funding that we have for capital projects from prior projects. So I do recommend approval tonight for that early engineering work.
All right, thank you. We do have a motion and a second, and I'll just underscore what Mr. Golden said. This was, as a reminder to the board, this was the result of our vote as a board to move this project up a year from the recommendation that was originally in the 5-year plan. So that's what triggered this. Dr. Johnson?
I just wanted to reiterate that thanks to the board for voting to move that up, and thank you for moving it forward because I know Woodland, Page, Mill Creek Middle, if you look at the numbers, we can't wait to alleviate some of the crowding. So just wanted to say thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 0 no.
All right, that item is approved. Next item is approval of the salary study contract. Mr. Golden?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our board policy actually requires the board to approve any consultant contract of $10,000 or more. So that is one reason that this is on for board approval. The other reason is that we had set a goal, an annual goal for us to conduct a professional salary study. So we have the lowest and best bidder through that request for proposal project that we do ask for your approval for us to fund that contract. Certainly open to any questions you all may have.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Clements?
I was thinking about this over the weekend and realized that, we've been wanting a study like this, and we're thankful for it. And I know it'll set a precedent for years to come, going forward to understand the salary study. I had some questions that I wanted to ask. I think I've got 4 here. How many consulting firms were considered? And then what rubric or criteria was used, or did we just pick the lowest bidder? Wanted to know the location of Leapfrog Business Solutions. I believe that's who was awarded the contract. And then what conversations have been had about what the study will include? I think we've gotten some things. I can ask more about that after.
Thank you for that. I'll give you the start of that, and then I'll turn it over to Ms. Vicki Hall to give you some other detail. We set through the RFP, the request for proposal, the detail of what we were asking for, and it was related to every one of our salaries. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Hall to share some of the detail related to the location, how many consulting firms, and and any conversations they've had. I know our HR staff has had some detailed conversations with Leapfrog related to our schedule, because we do want to make sure that we have some preliminary information by May. The company has said we will get you the outline of our proposals for May, but we believe we will actually be working beyond that to make sure we have the entire detail related to that. I will tell you also, I do know from our discussions as our leadership team after the committee, the administrative committee reviewed the proposals, some of the proposals actually included additional services that were not part of the RFP with a substantially higher cost. So with that, Ms. Hall, if you would answer the detail of those questions.
Sure, and thank you for asking. We did have 4 companies that put out a proposal, and there was an evaluation process that was entered into. There were 13 members of the evaluation team that were district people, and part of that was the dollar amount that was assigned to their offer, but there was also a little less than half was more of that qualitative factors that were weighed in. We broke into 4 different groups so that we got kind of 4 different perspectives to review the proposals. And Leapfrog was able to offer everything we asked for in the RFP, and we did get some very good references for them, and they scored the highest overall score. So not just from a dollars amount. Their total was the highest for us. And they are from Huntsville, Alabama, and they've done several districts in Tennessee. I think about 90% of their business is actually public school districts. I may not have answered everything, Ms. Clements.
I think you did. It was funny because I looked up that group, and Australia came up, and I'm like, well, I know that's not it. So, and Huntsville didn't, so I'm thankful for that, and to know that they've had several districts in our area. And then one of the things that was talked about at the work session, I just wanted to double check on this, that it's going to be all employees?
Yes.
Okay.
If I may, Mr. Chair, one other item, and I've had this discussion with some of the WCA leadership. This group will analyze recommended salaries. This has nothing to do with the revenue side of our budget, right? And so when we get this information, we're going to have to do some work related to our revenue with recommendations that they have. So we'll have a lot of work to do once we receive the final product as well. And I project that this has the potential to be a multi-year project.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we are ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 0 no.
All right, that contract is approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of open zone schools for 2026-27 school year. Mr. Golden?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a memo with a lot of good information that Allison Nunley prepared for you that's in our board packet. I definitely encourage parents who are going to be looking to the future for the potential of open zoning to look at that memo that's in the board packet. So the state actually has set up a structure requiring annual recommendations and votes for open zone schools. I used to talk about, and so I'm going to mention it again, the irony of this is much of what was included in that state law was a reflection of a longstanding process and policy that we had in place for open zoning. They added a little bit to it, but the basic format was based on how we open zone. So presented to you as our recommendation for open zoning. Part of the detail for our families who might be watching or interested in this is that there is actually a requirement after a vote for a 2-week delay before the window opens under state law. So under our board policy, we've structured that based on the state. Upon your approval of the open zone schools, if you approve it tonight, the out-of-zone portal will open on February 4th. Parents will have the opportunity to electronically make their request. That window will stay open until April 16th. And if enough students fill up the request for the open zone seats that are a particular school, we are required to have a lottery for the remaining seats. If I'm not mistaken, last year we had somewhere around 42 of our schools open zoned, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, we had maybe 2 waiting lists for schools. Is that right? I'm sorry, I had that wrong. Originally, there were 4, but then all seats filled for all but 2. Or have I still got that wrong? 3, thank you. So the vast majority of our students who do choose open zone do have that opportunity, but we can't give an answer until after that April 16th because of the state structure. So I felt like it was important for our families to hear the basics of the calendar as you all approve that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I do have one question. That roughly 2-month period of time when the portal is open, is there any preference given based on getting in first versus getting in last in that period? In other words, if there are 50 open slots for a school and 40 people apply for it, if you were first or 40th, you're treated equally in terms of preference.
That is correct. If you're first or 40th, you're treated equally. Now, I will tell you, I would recommend if a family's interested in doing it, get it in early. Just basic human sense, right? Just so that you don't forget. I will tell you our experience is we have a large flurry at the very beginning and traditionally a flurry at the very end with little in between. So I do encourage folks to get in. Because of that lottery requirement of the state, we do have a system where we put the names in, and it's to the extent computers can randomize, it's randomized.
And the ones who don't make it after the lottery process is done are on a wait list.
That is correct. And I will tell you also, sometimes families will put 2 schools in, and so they might be on a waiting list. A family might be on a waiting list, and someone who was ahead of them changes their mind. Because there is that window.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 10 yes, 1 abstain.
All right, the
0
open
no.
zone schools are approved. Our final item for tonight is a resolution celebrating the USA's 250th anniversary. Mr. Golden?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I mentioned at the work session, Ms. Tanya Hibba mentioned a few months ago the possibility of the board voting on a resolution celebrating our nation's 250th anniversary. I know many of you have seen that as soon as January 1st hit, discussions started. Our team had already been having discussions about finding opportunities at all grade bands to celebrate. One of the key items that we focused on is recognizing that July 4th comes at a time when students aren't in school. But we wanted to make sure that we laid an appropriate groundwork for our students to know what's coming when the summer comes. So we do have this recommendation that the board pass a resolution celebrating 250th anniversary. Dr. Zoyer and Webb are here and can share, if you all have any questions, some of the processes they've gone through with their administrators to make sure that we recognize that and help our students even a little bit more than the state standards and curriculum where patriotism is even taught at kindergarten. From the very beginning to their very last year when they're taking U.S. government, to know and respect and love our nation.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Hibma, I don't know if you have any thoughts or comments you want to share this, since you brought this forward.
I just, as a school board, I just wanted to support our district, the administrators and the principals and the staff, and just give our school an opportunity to share in this celebration and just to support them in that. And I'm excited to hear some of the things that are, being considered. And so it should be an exciting 2026. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing it forward. Any other discussion? Okay, we're ready to vote.
The vote is 11 yes, 0 no.
All right, the resolution is adopted. With that, we have reached the end of our agenda. We are adjourned. Thank you.